sort of Jedi. I'm not scanning the code. Some guy said to me at an event, I get the best people in the audience. Some guy said to me at an event, well, some people get their email on their computer. Well, then I'm already on the computer. Give me, I don't know, a link. Something basic like that. I have seen QR codes on websites, and I have scanned them. Do you know where they take me? Back to the website. Oh, I gotta breathe. Oh. Every time you scan a QR code and it doesn't work, a kitten dies.
Every time you scan a QR code, a kitten dies. Scott Stratton's a speaker. He goes around the country and he talks about QR codes. Now, really, he's not talking about QR codes. He's talking about bad marketing. Now, I'm not going to argue that people have done some bad things with QR codes, but the way he presents it, you'd never want to use a QR code. QR code's a brilliant tool to help connect print to the web, to create an interactive discussion with the customer. It's an amazing tool. Now, a lot of people have done it wrong. The very first time the post office had a postal sale, if you used a QR code, it was from July 1st to August 31st. I kept track of every piece of mail I got, and 80% of them went to a desktop web page. Now, that was a terrible start. But yet there's so many great things that people have done with QR codes. I've walked into museums and they have a QR code next to all of the different exhibits. And you click on it and it gives you the story. It shows you the animal and its natural habitat. There's a lot of great things that people have done with QR codes. The way Scott Stratton has been talking about it, he's using it as a tool to talk about we need to be more focused on marketing the right way to the right people, but he never brings up the positive side of what a QR code can do. He also uses some really outlandish things, and he talks about why would you ever send a QR code in an email. Well, the reality is, if you know your audience, if you paid attention to the details, maybe it's the right way to do it. Because if I'm sending a coupon to use at the pizza parlor downtown, I've got two choices. I can open it up on the web page and I can print it out on a printout device, or if I'm running out the door and I just made the order, I just click on it, put it on my phone, and when I get there I show my coupon. So I'm not saying that you should be putting QR codes in all your emails, but if you know the audience, then you should know what you can and can't do. I've spoken to people after they've heard one of his webinars or they've listened to him live at a conference, and they start talking about how you should never do this and you should never do that. That's not right. That's not paying attention to the audience. He also talks about, and I'm not, again, promoting that you put it on billboards, but it doesn't take long. So I have, by the way, I have 47 QR code readers on my phone because we test them. We do all sorts of different things. So I just want to show you how fast. So I just called up my QR code reader. I have a QR code in front of me. I'm not even going to look at it. I'm just going to bring it across, and that's how fast it gets it. If you got the right QR code reader, it's going to be great. I have 47. There's about 7 of them that almost never read right. So the reality is, just because you've got a QR code reader, you got a generator, doesn't mean it's going to work right or work together. We just did a campaign where we put a QR code for the alumni to respond online and make a donation online, and it worked great. We've done another one is a magazine. Now this isn't a QR code. It's called a Digimark. But on this one, every single recipe in here, every single one has a link. It's an embedded image inside this, and it goes to a web page, and it has the recipe, the ingredients, and even will help you find the store, the closest store, to purchase some of the ingredients. A lot of different ways to do it. So this is something we just did. Okay, we put this up, we put it on a shirt, took this to a conference, tried to show people how to use it. Now, if you click on that right now on your computer, it'll actually go to the web link we wanted them to go to. Also, on the other side of the shirt, we use something called clickable paper. This is by Ricoh. Now, this is an image rather than a QR code. I suppose we might have to call it clickable fabric. But the reality is that there are a lot of things you can do, and there are a lot of other tools that are coming up. QR codes is one type of tool. It's an e-mobile trigger. And if you're trying to connect people and get them to interact with you, this is the type of tool to do it. Just like any marketing campaign, you have to think it through, you have to plan it, you have to understand your audience, who's going to be looking at this, when are they going to look at it, then you can do the right things. So the reality is, if you don't do this right, you're not killing kittens, okay? What you're doing is you're losing customers. And that's what marketing is all about. Thank you.